I stopped wearing these type of earphones because I get headache from the Bluetooth, and I've read that it's not overall very healthy for your brain and for your head. So, an advice for BD and overall people who spend too much time on calls is to, use like the ones you have like with a wire instead of wireless, because these hurt your brain and you don't want that, right? So
very good tip.
We start with the tip today, with the little tip.
Everybody, beautiful salespeople. Introducing Valeria. She's BD at 1inch. I finally got the chance to catch her for a quick interview. We're going to ask her 5 questions to Web3 BD. At first, Valeria, anything that you would like to add?
Thank you very much, Nikolai, for having me. We've tried to get connected for quite some time, but I'm happy this interview is coming in this new 24 year. And just a little bit more context on who I am. I've been in the BD space for more than 3 years now. I started my BD role when I joined 1inch. So this was like a new role and new opportunity for me. Mm-hmm. And actually at this time, I am the oldest BD in the company, although you might not say that by my age. I'm like one of the youngest, but given that I've been more than 3 years at the same company and doing business development, I'm currently one of the more senior people.
Well-seasoned, salty BD.
Well-seasoned. So you can ask me anything, because it seems like by this time I've seen a lot of things in the industry, and of course happy to share tips and overall maybe for beginner BD if they want to enter the role. But crypto BD is also more specific. I have to say, we'll talk about all the tools that you use and how you use them in the Web3 space. Me myself, I've been in the crypto for now I've lost count. Before I was like 3 years, 4 years, but I think now more than 7 years in the crypto space. So before I was also doing marketing and communications, more like on the PR side. But I find that this role, at one point you sort of like reach the ceiling, like there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
But BD in that sense is a really special, profession to me, because it can get like very, very creative. And basically you can create opportunities for yourself from everything that you see, but also happy to, talk more around it through your questions. Thank
Amazing.
you.
Perfect. Very nice intro. I would ask you 5 different questions in different topics. Feel free, to share a few sentences or thoughts that you have on them. And the first question would be, what's your favorite way to connect with a new company that you've never been in touch with?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will speak with my heart. And there were a lot of times I had to connect with the people I don't know. And then I would say it would really depend on the goal that you're trying to achieve and like the partnership that you see. First of all, before you approach anyone, I think it's really important to remember that it's also about them and not about your offer. So before you approach someone, it's really nice to do some research on like who is this person, what is their company, what are they currently working on, so that when I approach, I increase my chances of them, accepting my invite or responding to me by actually offering something that would interest them. So this is like also like a mistake a lot of the BD people do, because they only think about themselves and their company and their offer, and they never really think about how would this benefit the other party. And this is actually something I've learned from the very, very beginning. That's why I've managed to, build a network quickly, because it was, always about, how could we make a mutual win, like a win-win type of approach. And then once you have that win-win type of approach, you can start, connecting. My 2 favorite ways of connecting would be either through LinkedIn or like live in person. So if I know like the company or a person that I need to meet, I will, maybe search for events where they're speaking, and then I would actually like attend that event and wait for them until they finish the talk or ask a few questions. A lot of speakers also appreciate like once you really engage and they're happy to speak with you after. In the end of the day, we are all people, and this is another type of like mentality that you need to have on the BD perspective, that you can talk to anyone, and really anyone, like from like amazing cool
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, to VCs, to like really famous public speakers in the industry. There's no blocker to like which level you can and cannot talk, and I think that's also really helped me, like, I don't know, move forward and build a network with like tier 1 companies and banks and the big 4 and like, you name it.
Yeah.
So the answer to your first question.
Perfect. That's actually, you also covered the second one, because I was also interested what kind of channels are your most favorites. So the in-person, this like out of the competition, why LinkedIn? Why instead of Twitter or Telegram, so all this stuff?
So if we talk about channels, I would actually add a few. In Web3, the most convenient channels for you to establish a partnership in my opinion, would be LinkedIn, Telegram, and Zoom. So these are the 3 platforms that you need in order to, sign a partnership contract. So LinkedIn is a more of a formal way of approach, I guess, like it's a professional business network and everyone is kind of hanging there and accepting. But you can, like, specifically to the Web3 industry, that's why I've said it's a bit different to how other businesses operate and connect. Yeah. Telegram is this very special tool. It's really popular in the crypto space because of its sort of cryptography and the way you could, delete chats and people and whoever if you want. And a lot of the companies, they actually connect together on Telegram. They make group like company X and company Y, and then they would discuss business and add their team members on Telegram. This is something similar what people in the US do on Slack. But yeah, I think Telegram would be more popular. So my take would be on Telegram. And also at events, I found that people, you want to share something a bit more personal than your LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is like accessible to all.
It's like a business card,
Yeah. So Telegram in crypto became like a business card. So and the final one is Zoom, of course, because you cannot, get to know a person without having like a proper conversation or a Zoom with them. So LinkedIn, Telegram, and Zoom would be the top 3 platforms, in my opinion, that you need in order to make successful BD in Web3.
Yeah, makes sense. I would agree with you. Like the same thing, Telegram works really the best. Okay. Do you think, so in comparison when you started in BD and right now, do you think it's easier or harder for people to start right now? And why yes, why not?
This is like a question of all times, to be honest. I don't think it's harder to start at any time doing anything that you want. You just need the right, motivation. Like it's definitely a fact that within like the crypto and Web3 space, there is not a lot of talent. And but if you're motivated and ready to work, I think there's always an opportunity for you to come on board. And for me, BD is also very much about like B2B relationship building and really not about sales. So if you think that perhaps some tools have really advanced throughout years, like you can use a sales navigator to send your offer, and then like why would you need a team of business development people and not just like one to manage it all? You still need people to manage like relationship with people, and it's not just sales, it's also like investor relations, it's opening like new markets, APAC, like like we have at 1inch a separate team that does BD in APAC, because that's a really different cultural setting, and you need people specific to that region in order to build relationship, because in the end of the day, people trust people, and this is how great partnerships are being built. And I think I've lost a bit of track on the question. Like whether it's easier or harder to get into profession. Yeah, I think you can always do it, and there's always opportunities. You just need to, be able to like work hard and not just like work hard like hours, but work hard on different initiatives that you can bring. Also, in the end of the day,
trying stuff, it's getting results, because that's, if you do something for 8 hours and there is 0 results, you need to try different things to find a way that's going to work.
Yes, that's one. And like, of course, it's like really difficult to like bring results from day one if you're like a new season BD. But if you can at least bring initiative and like, this is what I was doing. I was looking at like when I first joined 1inch, I didn't have a limit that we should only partner with different DEXs or chains or like whatever. I was looking at like every single business that exists in the world. And I had like a spin idea on how we could integrate 1inch into that. And from that yielded like massive partnership with Revolut that we did. Then we did a partnership with like a jewelry brand where we launched like our sort of jewelry like 1inch NFTs. Like it's limitless. Like you can look at the art gallery and like suggest to them the way you can partner. So like if you have those ideas and if you see, I think it's like you should be able, before like you join a company, you should be able to like really understand what the company is doing, or like at least its vision, and then try to like play around with like different things and businesses and objects, because in the end of the day, everything like is a business. Like this bottle of Evian is also a business. Like how could we partner with like this Evian, right? And there's so many things that you could do. You could do branded water bottle, for example, and it applies to all. So like also having this mindset that you can partner with like everyone and anyone.
Would this be like top one advice that you can give to all this new talent that is coming to the industry? Like this, always thinking about creative ways to partner up, or there would be something else that you think is going to yield them the majority of the results?
I think this would definitely be in like the top 3. Like overall having the curiosity and thinking outside of the box. That's like, and the initiative one, right? Because when you join the company, they also want, they don't want to tell you what to do. A lot of the times they also don't know secret. So you should like join and help be like the driving force of the company. And if you can do that, you can fit in any profession, especially BD.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's great. What about skills? What do you think, like top 3 skills, talking about everybody in BD, newcomers, old seasoned like you, maybe even better, like what kind of top 3 skills that you are working on that you think are helping you in your job and in your career to do it better and do it more?
So for me, I guess top 1 skill is obvious and clear, is the art of communication. The way you could like establish rapport and like trust with the person. And I've read a couple of books around like how to make friends and influence people type of thing. But a really nice one is like Never Eat Alone.
By Kate Ferrat.
Yes. And in the end of the day, like people, businesses, opening doors is all about people. And if you can learn the skill to talk to them, like be able to do a small talk, be able to support relationship is also nevertheless a very important skill. I think even more than like opening up new doors. So like like the art of communication, like it's quite it's a wide topic, and like you can work on different aspects of it, but like reading some nice books would help. And also if you're overall like an outgoing person, you don't need to be an extrovert, or like I'm actually an introvert. I find that after my 3 years of career in business development.
So you're proving this is wrong. So when people are saying that you're introvert, you can't do the business, you can't do sales, that's bullshit.
It's totally bullshit. I'm an introvert, I mistakenly thought before I was an extrovert, but then it was not true. So like there's times that you can really focus, like I am right now, I'm focusing and I'm like putting my energy and everything for work, and then other times and at home you can be, not as pumped, as excited, and so you don't need to be like this all the time. It's just when you work, or like when you're presenting, doing public speaking, talking to partners, this is a skill that you can learn to have this energy and act like this.
So we are noting down, one is communication, second one is maintaining energy levels, and third one, what would be?
Top 3 skills. Well, I think I would probably
what we can even do, the communication can be 2 parts. So one part is talking me to you, second part outreaching to somebody, because this is going to be the written part of the communication.
Exactly. I was going to go back to the beginning of our conversation, and I think making the right offer also is a skill. I just, because I also get a lot of inbound messages, companies, people reaching out to me on LinkedIn, on Telegram, and sometimes I don't respond just because they don't catch me or they don't interest me. And people only have so much time, and they will scan through their inbox. So in order to be a really successful BD, I think you also need to be able to stand out by making an offer that counts for the party. So it's for me, my background in PR really helped me, because I'm able to create a
catchy thing,
catchy headline and something that would interest them, because I was trying to catch journalists before for the pitch. So this helped me in the BD as well. So always think what I'm writing, would I respond to that myself, or is this complete bullshit that I'm offering? So if you don't believe in what you're offering, then also probably people are not gonna believe and respond to you. So people are not idiots. That's one popular saying that is being taught, and but I actually encourage everyone to think otherwise, and encourage everyone to think that you're actually the dumbest in the room and you're approaching a very smart person. And that way, and with that respect, they will consider you more than if you think that you're the smartest and everyone's an idiot. I'm just going to send and it's going to work. It's not going to work.
Makes sense. Thank you for sharing, Valeria. We literally have 1 minute. Let's do a quick blitz round where it's basically yes or no, or second the answer. So old school BD versus new school BD. Which one would you choose?
New school BD.
Skiing or surfing?
Definitely skiing. It's also something like a social activity that you can use within BD in Switzerland, for example.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Bull market this year, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, let's go. Everybody who asked this, they all say yes. So we have very good feeling about this. Yeah. Would you prefer inconvenient decks or convenient?
Inconvenient decks.
Let's go. And if you meet Satoshi Nakamoto, what would you tell him, her, or them?
I would probably just stare at them for 1 minute. And I don't know. Just stare for 1 minute. Make sure it's a person, another minute. But to be honest, I didn't think I would say anything. I would just, if I learned, I would be happy that I've learned, but I wouldn't be pushy on questions and things, because I quite like the mystery of Bitcoin.
And that's the attitude of the right BD. Thank you so much, Valeria. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing a bit of your energy with all of us. I hope this was interesting for you. I will leave all the channels to connect with you in the LinkedIn and description below. And so if anyone wants to connect, here you go. This is your 1 inch. Your professional and the person. Yes. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I thought your questions were really, really good, and hopefully they help more people get acquainted with this profession, and happy to answer questions. But thank you for your initiatives. I really like what you're doing, all the communities that you're creating around business development and Web3. I think these are the initiatives that a successful BD person should be doing. So well done.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. See you.
Thank you. See you.